I always told myself I would buy movies that I love when I could. So that's what I'm doing now as an adult, and so far it's put me in crippling debt. I think it scares women off, and I think the only validation I get is for my cat Jonesy, who just always just meows and nods in approval. Buying a region-free Blu-ray player definitely impacted me in a higher, significant way than most other things, like graduating college, moving out of my parents' house, buying my first car, owning a cat. Hi, YouTube. What you probably saw is some really cringy stuff. What you're going to continue to watch is more cringy stuff. It's part of a segment of me recording on my podcast, which I'll also be posting here on my YouTube channel from now on, because I ran out of ideas for what to post. So Jonesy and I just want to apologize and just bring you up to speed. So I will be showing films that I picked up during a recent Arrow purchase, because I'm impulsive, and from a recent Scream Factory sale that was there. So what you see now is incredibly cringy. We apologize, right? Yeah, we apologize. And just want to give you some feedback on that. So enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Probably don't though. If you're watching right now, currently, you're tuning in. This is the new segment we'll be doing on the YouTube channel. So yeah, welcome. But anyway, let's talk about the movies I picked up. So the movies I picked up, I'll start off with the Arrows, because I'm biased towards Arrows because I love them. I picked up the American Werewolf in London Arrow release. It's not the special limited edition because I have student debt, unfortunately. But yeah, this thing is freaking phenomenal. I haven't watched it yet, but the movie I've seen, and the movie is... what is it quoting? Gangbusters. This thing slaps to hell. It's funny. It's a John Landis film. John Landis, I really love as a filmmaker. And I'm so excited to have this edition, this release. It's just a gorgeous cover. It's a fantastic movie. And it was one of those weird Blu-rays where it had two different versions, where like one Blu-ray, like the full moon edition, wasn't like the proper restoration. And then there was the like proper release, but this is like the definitive edition. Now I don't have to freaking worry about that crap because I own the dang movie. So yeah, American Werewolf in London. The next movie I picked up, which probably is one of the craziest nights of lonesomeness that I ever had. I went to, before COVID broke out, mind you, so I didn't break social distancing. I went to my buddy Daniel's house because, we're actual friends. We're not just, we don't say we're friends, like we're actually friends. Like he invites me to his house before this all happened and talks to me on a regular and stuff. Usually calls me my boy. So, I think things are getting kind of serious basically. But he let me sleep over once and I got to watch Brain Damage because he owned it and I didn't get it. Which I've been wanting to see, and I watched it by myself, and it had some of the greatest moments of cinema history I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not just gassing that one up. Like, I mean it. Like, there's some freaking amazing moments in this movie that have never left my mind, nor will it ever. So I had to buy the movie. And here it is, Brain Damage. Movie came out in, 1988, which was a great year for film. And it's under 90 minutes. It's 86 minutes long. Doesn't get any better than that. Arrow put out a really sweet edition, and at one point this movie was out of print. But this is a region-free, Region A edition. It's not the Region B. I don't know if there's a difference, but yeah, picked that one up. The next Arrow I picked up, this is for the part where people can judge me and call me a piece of shit, because, you can call me that regardless, but, here's another justification for calling me that. I picked up this Woody Allen box set. I gotta numb the pain. Here's a Woody Allen box set I picked up from Arrow Academy because I'm a snob. And so it's the 7 films from Woody Allen that were from 1986 to 1991. And the movies in this box set, which it's gorgeous. It has 7 films. It has Hannah and Her Sisters, Radio Days, September, Another Woman, Crimes and Misdemeanors, Alice, and Shadow and Fog. I have seen 0 of these movies, but I've really enjoyed Woody Allen films. I've seen Midnight in Paris, which I freaking think is a phenomenal movie. Annie Hall's fine. In Manhattan, I thought was a fantastic film as well. And I like his wittiness, Woody Allen. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the guy in general, but just his dialogue is so great. I just kind of was like, you know what? I'm going to dive, just like the Spike Lee films, I'm going to dive into Woody Allen's deep cuts. So I bought this, started to invest in a few more of his films because they're actually hard to get. Outside of, if you're not having a region-free player, the only way you could really get them is on Standard Blue, or you could get them on Twilight Time, which they actually just went out of business, and they had a bunch of his titles, which are already gone now, which sucks because I didn't buy anything from him. But then also, if you had a Region B player, Arrow Academy has been putting them out in these great box sets, but this is out of print, and the previous two are out of print now. So the only way I can buy them now is through individual releases. So yeah, the Woody Allen box set here. So the next boutique label I bought from was Scream Factory, Shout Factory, if you may. They came a lot quicker than a few of my Arrows. But the two Scream Factories I picked up were Pumpkinhead and Lake Placid. I was really excited for Lake Placid because it's been such a cheaper Blu-ray that I never, for some reason, pulled the trigger on. But Pumpkinhead was a movie that Daniel had been recommending me for a long time, and I finally own it now, and he can't recommend the movie enough. I'm really excited to watch these movies. Like I said, I sound like every YouTuber, mostly Flick Pick, where I'm like, I haven't seen this movie before, but I'm like a big fan of it. That's essentially what I'm doing with these two movies. But yeah, I'm just really excited. Bill Pullman and Bridget Fonda are in Lake Placid, which sounds awesome. And then Lance Henriksen of Aliens Royalty is on Pumpkinhead. So, bam, two of those right there. The regular just Shout Factories I got as Studio Ghibli. Like I said, Studio Ghibli apparently has a deal with Shout Factory where you get releases of those movies there. So I had to pick up two that I haven't owned in my collection yet, and that was Castle in the Sky and Howl's Moving Castle. I've seen both these movies. Really great stuff. I prefer Howl's Moving Castle a little bit over Castle in the Sky, but James Van Der Beek in Castle in the Sky is really good. I like his voice acting, and you get Mark Hamill as the villain in this movie. So it's a little bit longer than I wish it would be, but it's totally fine. And then Howl's Moving Castle. Christian Bale voice acts. Gene Simmons is in it as well. And I absolutely love Billy Crystal in this movie. I think he's just really... I just love Billy Crystal in general, actually. I'll just say that. But I picked up two Studio Ghiblis. They were about $13-14 a piece. So it wasn't the greatest of deals, but it was... it wasn't paying way more of anything. So I was happy to pick those up. The last movie I did pick up, it was a late release. Well, it wasn't a late release, but it was a late delivery. That is the song starring Jennifer Jones as the Best Picture nominee, The Song of Bernadette by Eureka. It also co-stars Vincent Price. It's kind of interesting that this is a movie I'm talking about for my pickups because it is a religious film as well. And it's about Saint Bernadette of Lourdes in France, and basically the story of her in this movie is whether or not she actually performed miracles by finding a little grotto, and then the water there would heal the sick. And this movie explores that in a very, very good way, and basically kind of struggles of faith and just growing up in adolescence as well. Is very interesting for this movie, and I've seen this twice, or no, 3 times. I watched it once in Catholic school because I grew up a Catholic, and this is the part where I lose followers and listeners. But I grew up Catholic, and I watched this movie as part of like a religion class assignment. Really good stuff. Luckily, that priest was a big movie fan, so we watched this. It was a really good movie. Rewatched it again with my grandmother because she really liked this movie. And then I watched it one other time by myself because I'm weird that way. So, The Song of Bernadette, it was a really cheap Eureka film actually, and I swapped it with this really cool side. But yeah, it wasn't expensive at all. It was like $10 or $11 plus free shipping. So thanks Eureka for that. I can't put the slipcover in. This is the part where the collector's like, "You're ruining the slipcover. You're ruining it." I know. So I'm actually gonna ruin it off camera. Let me know what you picked up down below. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Let me know what you picked up down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And remember, if you're not buying boutique label Blu-rays, you don't love cinema. So there you go.